Anyway, let's go ahead and head on over to Revenant's Toll, and then we can get started on Newfound Adventure. That's better. I will head on into Revenant's Toll. There it is. Get started on MSQ. I think I'm going to go ahead and just do this as Summoner, so that I don't have to think. But then again, I could just do it as Warrior and not think like that. Yeah, let's do it as Warrior. Head on inside and talk to Tataru. Hello, Tataru. I know you've been patiently waiting. Is there anyone else around here? I guess no. Because we kind of disbanded the Scions. Well, formally disbanded it. So I guess Tataru is going to be the only one here. Alright, Tataru. Go ahead and get started. I believe at the end of Endwalker, the Scions were formally disbanded. And everybody talked about what they were going to be doing. I believe Alizé and Alphanode were going to head up north to work in Garlemald. Orianji and Thancred were going to go be best bros on their own adventure. I think Y'shtola was going to go and, like, continue to study the Ethereal Sea and, like, try and figure out a way between worlds. I don't remember what Graha said he was going to do. And Estinian is, going to do whatever he can to scrape by on his money. Keep working as a mercenary. Anyway, let's not dilly-dally anymore. Go ahead and talk to Tataru and get started. Newfound Adventure. Tataru is putting on a pot of tea and looks in need of company. Brilliant! How lovely to see you! If you're not in too much of a rush, I was about to make a pot of tea. Would you like a cup? Sure. Take a seat then, and I'll find us something to nibble on as well. This is a little bit more than to nibble on, but I'm not complaining. It's really quiet.
It's so much quieter these days without everyone around. Not that I'm pining for your return, you understand.
Sure, Tataru.
I have my sources, and I know that each and every one of you is doing well and keeping busy with your endeavors. Meanwhile, I'm left with a surplus of free time and the question of how to make the most of it.
I mean, the most profit.
What about you? Any plans for the immediate future?
I'm gonna see her rope us into something. A grand new adventure, of course. I'm still mulling it over. ...
Traveling to the edge of existence and back wasn't enough? Well, if that's the case, I might have a suggestion for you.
Oh, really?
You fought bravely and selflessly, helping those in need and saving our star from unimaginable threats.
Well, yeah.
For your deeds, you've been hailed as the champion of Eorzea and a host of other incredible things. But why not put those titles aside for a while? Acquit yourself as a simple adventurer again and travel the world in search of wonder.
You're right. Who knows what mysteries are still waiting to be discovered? That's a great idea, but where to start? ...
Oh, with so many exciting places to choose from, it's hard to narrow it down. But I believe I have the perfect destination in mind.
Oh, you do?
Thavnair. That's where you should go next.
That's pretty vague.
I doubt you were able to squeeze in a proper tour of Radzat
That's
the
true.
last time you were there. What with the burning skies and rampaging monsters and so forth. And I'm sure Ritra would be pleased to see you.
That's true.
Then there's the bounty itself. The Empire's presence in the region was always a deterrent to exploration. So if you've a mind to sail that sea, now's your chance.
Good point, except, are we gonna get there again?
Just think of all the new experiences
Oh wait, we got
you
the
could
airship,
have.
never mind. I was thinking we'd have to take those aetherite, the aetherite, thing again.
Tell me, have you been to the ruins beneath the waters of the Bounty? As the bearer of Azem's crystal, you may consider your duty to see at least that much.
Emmett, please.
Oh, I know that look. That's an adventurer ready to take on the world. In anticipation of an occasion like this, I was planning to gift you a new set of traveling clothes, but it's, still a work in progress.
Oh, new clothes. Come on, Tataru.
Shouldn't take much longer now, though, so sit tight and I'll have the last few bits sewn up before you can finish another cup of tea.
You're the best, Tataru. Make sure it has pockets. Doing her needlepoint.
Stitch in here and trim in there. Knot the threads with love and care. Just a little more to go. I'm sure you're still brimming with excitement.
I'm not really interested in your needlepoint, Tataru.
I'm one with the needle. See how the fabric surrenders to my whims. Don't worry. I'll make sure the lining has plenty of pockets for all your little treasures. I swear adventurers are worse than children when it comes to hoarding every feather and leaf and animal hide they come across.
And she hasn't even seen my retainers.
Oh, we mustn't forget the waterproofing. Gods forbid you forget to disrobe before plunging into the sea, or a river, or a piping hot bath.
Tataru, please, didn't you say you would be ready in a second? Oh. What do we got here? Like some sort of ruins somewhere. And that looks like Void Sen?
And thus I am returned.
Newfound adventure. Nope, is she finally done?
Ah, you're awake. My apologies. I do get a little carried away with my sewing.
Clearly.
You seem awfully cheerful. Pleasant dream? Or are you just looking forward to the next chapter of your grand saga? Either way, I promise to provide you with new apparel, and so I shall. If you'll accompany me to the Diamond Forge, we can put the finishing touches on your outfit. Shall we?
The Wood Forge? Gonna say, how can you afford that? Then I remember we're talking about Tataru. Wonder what kind of drip she's gonna get of us this time. Let's see, where's the Diamond Forge? I would suspect it's somewhere in the north area of Mordona inside that building. They wouldn't expect the Tataru to go around too far. Yeah. It's up here. Oh, that's the Diamond Forge, okay. Because I don't know anything in the area, because... Oh, right, these guys. That's right. Observe as the artisan refines her piece into a masterpiece. And no napping this time. I only need a moment. You'll see. Sure, Tataru. A little more room in the shoulders. Open up the cuffs. A final adjustment to the hem. Does the crafting complete sound? All done. Let's see how it looks on the mannequin. Alright, this is the outfit you get, or this was the outfit they used in the promotional material. Well, what do you think? Doesn't it just scream, ready for a bold new adventure? Sure. Oh, they actually used the female mannequin. Okay. Of course they would. It's female. I'm so glad you approve. You've outdone yourself, Tataru. Thank you. So what do I owe you? This is all we're dealing with. Oh, don't be silly. Your approval is payment enough. If you really want to thank me, though, all I ask is that you wear this on your travels. Or at least anywhere lots of adventurers might gather. They'll look at you, a famous hero, and wonder, wherever did she purchase those stylish yet practical garments? And before you know it, hordes of new customers will be climbing over each other to place orders at Taru's boutique. Wahaha! I can hear it now. The merry clink clink of gil overflowing from my coffers. Sweet music to my ears. Tataru, please. Channeling her inner Lala. Ahem. Burgeoning merchant empires aside, you must be excited to start a fresh chapters of your life. New places to go, new people to meet. I often wonder how you remember all your experiences and exploits without taking at least a few notes. Well, I record all of mine, so it's pretty easy to just go back and look. Oh, maybe you should start doing just that. You never know when some odd detail might become relevant, or if one day you'll be able to blow to the head and forget the better part of the past decade. Something to keep in mind, in any case. Sure. Collection expanded, unending codex. Oh, right, the thing that they never use. Let's see, I'm not going to read all this. Okay, so this is just going to be descriptions of various things we've dealt with. That's pretty interesting. Unending codex is now available under collection under the duty section, main menu. New entries for prominent terms and characters will be added to the codex. I don't know why they don't do this earlier, but okay. This is cool, but why don't they do that at the beginning of the game? Anyway, let's go to make a glamour plate for the new outfit first. So I wanted to go to court this. I'll get this done real quick. I mean, I like my outfit, but like we got a MSQ outfit. We gotta try it on at least. We gotta at least try it on. So you should be able to put it in. Oh right, I didn't actually open it. What do you mean I have to actually use glamour prisms on this? Yeah, now were there no legs? Let's see, tabard, boots, gloves, ear cuffs, and necklace. Yeah, there's no legs. Let's see, let's put on... Yeah, I could put on black leggings. That actually looks decent. Let's go ahead and do that. Alright, let's head on back to Mordona and continue on. Alright, Tataru, I got your new stuff on. Let's go ahead and talk to you and get on with the next thing. Bountiful Ruins. Tataru has some advice to share with you. This, former receptionist and sometimes intelligence gatherer of the Scions. Allow me to offer you a word of advice. Do not expect juicy rumors to simply fall into your lap. Adventurers rely on gossip, and the best places to pick up information are taverns and markets. Oh sure, we can definitely head to the Razadhan market. I've been there plenty of times. At present, you only have a broad destination in mind. When you arrive in Thavner, I suggest you explore your options at Merides Mayhain, the finest drinking establishment in Razadhan. Okay, we're heading to the bar again. Charm the employees, and they'll not only point you in the direction of the local tale-tellers, but also share with you the tricks for loosening their tongues, like buying them a million drinks and getting them drunk. Now, I really must be getting back to running my boutique. Enjoy the journey, Brillian, and may fair fortune find you. Okay, Tataru. Let's see, we've got to head over to Razadhan, is that right? Yep, okay. The cheapest way to do that would be for me to go to Limsa and then take the airship from there. It actually took me a while to even find out that I could take the airship directly to Razadhan. And then actually from Razadhan you could take an airship all the way to Kugane. It also throws me off that the Aetherite for the airship in Razadhan is not in the other category like it is in every other city. But you get used to it. Let's head on over to the bar and see what we can find. Let's start talking to the bartender, or the barmaid over here. As we talked to her during MSQ, if I recall correctly. Welcome to Merdi... Oh, let me actually figure out how to say this. Merides Mayhain. Oh, hello. I did not recognize you at first. Are you here alone? Let me find you a table. Oh, well, actually, I was looking for some information. Ruins beneath the bounty? Would you be speaking of the sunken treasure vault? We have one regular... a historian, in fact, who could tell you all about it. Well, that's nice. Ah, there he is. Professor Jalheen. I thought I saw him come in. Although a somewhat private sort, the professor is quick to befriend those who share his fondness for the Mayhain's unique beverages. Offer him any drink from our selection, and he should happily share everything he knows about the faults you seek, and a few other odd bits besides. Whatever you buy for him is on the house, by the way. If Meridi found out I took coin from Thavner's savior, she would have me scrubbing pots for a week. I like the sound of that. I mean, the free drinks part, not the scrubbing pots for a week. Alright, Jalheen, what can you tell me? Yes. The following events cannot be skipped. You may cancel pending duty fine or registration. Yep, sounds good. Begin speaking with Jalheen. And what may I do for you, my Eorzean friend? I want to ask you about the sunken vault in the bounty. Oh, just a friendly chat. How about a drink? Well, I certainly wouldn't say no to a drink freely offered. Here we are, one of Meridi's finest. Enjoy. Ah, lovely. Bottoms up. Jalheen empties the cup in a single pull. Uh-oh. That was very kind of you, miss. But I know when I'm being softened up. What is it that you want from me? ho! Chasing down that old tale, are you? It does seem to appeal to the adventurous at heart. Now, where to begin? Might I assume you've heard of Alzadal? Nope. He was Khan of the Ari tribe which sailed to Thavnir from the mainland, and a key figure in the history of Radzat-Han. His decision to aid the Akasadara is what ultimately won the war against the Gajasura, thus allowing our predecessors to lay the foundation for this thriving city-state. The truly fascinating stories, however, concern his grandson, Azadal III, who was known for his deeds as satrap in Radzat-Han's early days. Some attest that this man traveled to another world entirely. Where have I heard that before? And returned with the glittering riches. Others that he brokered an alliance with a certain worm of the first brood. Then there is a tale of the sunken vault, the one you seem most curious about. According to this legend, Azadal III claimed a small island somewhere in the middle of the bounty. There he built a structure reaching clear to the bottom of the sea, a deep and secret storehouse, and locked all his worldly wealth within. Is this going to be a deep dungeon or something? In the centuries since, whenever a natural disaster or hardship befell Radzat-Han, folk would remember that tale of a hidden treasure. Hardy souls would set out to claim their fortune, but precious few ever made it home. Would you like to hear more? Apologies, I have a slight tickle in... Oh, my cup appears to be empty. Midleal, another round for the professor. I see we've reached an understanding. You're a sharp one, adventurer. Another one for the professor. Oh ho ho! The day was a splendid day to visit the Mayhain. Jalheen gulps down his newest drink with gusto. Where were we? Yes. Those who did return from seeking treasure vaults refused, flatly refused, to speak of what they saw. Did this discourage others? Nay, quite the opposite. Such accounts only served to feed the legend, and the golden lure grew stronger than ever before. That reminds me of something Azaham was saying. Azaham Maz, a fellow connoisseur of spirituous potables. Yes, he is. Anyway, he was saying that once his acquaintances went after the treasure himself. Hasn't been seen since he set sail, I hear, but he did have, no, I can say no more. You seem a generous sort. What kind of man would I be to encourage what is clearly a foolhardy quest? That's why I'm here, dude. If my word sent you to your death, I could never live with myself. I'm no stranger to peril. I think I've heard enough. Yeah, let's just do that. Is that so? Perhaps it's your turn to tell a tale, then. What manner of dangers have you faced? I just went to the edge of the universe and fought hopelessness incarnate. The very edge of existence? From anyone else, I'd struggle to believe it. But I recognize you now. You're the hero of the final days. A drink. I need another drink to settle my nerves. Midleal, more of the same if you do, please. As you wish, but this one is on your coin, Professor. Jalil drains yet another cup dry. I think you've had enough to drink, sir. I don't think we're going to be getting much more out of him. Anyway, you being who you are, I suppose it wouldn't hurt to share a little more. Thus, this friend of Azama's, he was desperate to buy a treasure map, one which showed the way to the entrance of the vault. Seems he could only get it from some merchant. What's his name? I forget. Let's drink a toast to you, my new best friend. Billy, more drinks. Let's get you some water. Your drink, sir. Ah, marvelous. I am parched. Jalil gulps down the cup of water. That was water. Did you tell her to bring me water? Yes. Still, that's probably for the best. Very kind of you, really. My head was certainly thank you in the morning. I seem to have overindulged. I am put in mind of words of Master Jazal. Be wary of how much you drink you swallow, lest it swallow you. Forgive me, I will subject you to no more of this unseemly antics. If you want to speak with Azam, well, as I said, we share a taste for the man's fine spirits. He probably came in as we were talking. I wish you fortune in finding your fortune. You appear to have learned all that Jalil has to share regarding the undersea vault. To find out more, you will need to locate a man by the name of Azama. Perhaps I should find myself a new pastime. Okay, let's see if we can find... Oh, I think we found him. He's enjoying some fun. Yes, I am Azama. And who might you be? All true, I'm afraid. My friend took a ship out in search of Azadal's legacy, and I've been watching for his sails ever since. I tried to dissuade him, of course, but he refused to listen. All he could talk about was finding the vault. And that look in his eyes, I knew it wasn't common gold or jewels he lusted after. He was hunting Azadal the Third's otherworldly hoard, and his ambition would not be denied. I see it in you too, that appetite for the mysterious and the unknown. But I'll not attempt to turn you from your path. I know too well the futility of that endeavor. So I will tell you what my friend told me. How he convinced a merchant in the bazaar to give him the rough location of the vault's entrance. It seems this merchant, one Zahal, I believe, is selling a map which shows the exact route, but my friend's purse was too light for his exorbitant price. That sounds like a pretty smelly scam. With that meager wealth he had, instead, paid to learn that there are ruins in the small island somewhere in the bounty, and within those ruins hides the path to the vault deep below. If you truly intend to seek Azudal's treasure, I suggest you put your affairs in order. I wish things were different, but I do not believe my friend is ever coming home. I'm not your friend, bro. I'm better than your friend. What's going on here?
Please, Ashal, please! You must let me have that treasure map!
Okay, kid.
What's all this about?
My mother and father were slaughtered by monsters. My baby sister, still too young to fend for herself. Can you spare us no kindness?
Shouldn't you be asking for money?
So, you hope to find your fortune? And what? You expect me to surrender my wares for pity's sake? What have you to offer in payment? As I thought. Come back when you've more than rags to your name. This is no mere treasure map. It is a guide to the vaults of Arzadal III, one of the great satraps of Radzat Han, and a direct descendant of Alzadal Khan.
Sure.
A map to Alzadal's legacy?
So he says. A fake, I'd wager.
This is no fake. The parchment is marked with an arcane glyph of passage.
And what does that mean?
You may find the ruins hidden in the bounty, but you won't be setting foot inside without this in your possession. A priceless artifact it is, discovered amongst the rubble in the aftermath of the final days, and lovingly restored by yours truly. This map is the key to fabulous riches, and I'll be the king of fools to simply give it away. Be glad I am no such king, boy. Your scrawny-eyed would never return with that treasure alive.
What a great guy.
Oh, cruel fate. Why must you tempt me with wealth I am powerless to claim? How I shall envy the one who purchases that precious map. Whatever they pay will be but pittance against the golden hoard they stand to uncover.
Oh, he was paid. Okay. That's why he's acting. That's why his acting is so bad. Oh, hello, Stinian. Of course, he's after it too. Oh no.
What have you, sir?
Oh no.
Fighting man of your stature would surely relish the
Stinian,
challenge
no.
of recovering Alzadal's lost fortune.
He's gonna get scammed.
A fortune, you say?
If I had but the strength to seize that treasure, my starving sister would never want for food.
Oh no, Stinian. We're gonna have to bail him out.
I'll take it. Will this cover the price?
Stinian, no! And, yeah.
Well met, my friend. Someone is dressed for adventure.
Well, yeah, I am. Wonder if that dialogue plays if you're not playing this.
But why Favner of all places? Knowing you, I suspect there's more to your plans than sightseeing and shopping.
Well, definitely not getting scammed like you just were.
Ruins beneath the bounty. Curious. And here I've acquired a map to just such a site.
With that sale, I do believe I've earned the rest of the day off. Thank you for your patronage, sir, but if you'll excuse me.
You needn't mind us.
Is my character really not gonna say anything?
And now I fleece one of the heroes of the final days. Pray the sisters were looking elsewhere.
It's so obviously a fake.
This map may or may not be genuine. Either way, we'll need a ship to find out for sure.
You seem eager to be underway. Never took you for a treasure hunter.
Lest you misunderstand, I seek the treasure not for myself. If such a fortune truly exists, then it could help ease the struggles of those who lost their loved ones in the final days. I hope to do for Thavnir what you and Alphino did for the Alamegans when you recovered the Mad King's trove.
Oh right, I forgot that's what we did with it.
Come now. You know Alphino needs little encouragement when it comes to recounting the tales of your shared exploits.
That's for sure.
Speaking of precocious lads, that boy in the bazaar was clearly an accomplice
Okay,
of a
you
merchant.
did notice.
Suppose his role was to draw the attention of the crowd and add weight to the merchant's bold claims. Transparent act for the most part. It was not all mummery. The need to provide for his sister rang true enough. Thus, if some portion of the profits end up in that waif's pockets, then I will consider it money well spent, whether the map leads us to the vault or not. You are coming along, yes?
Of course. Naturally. Shall we split the expenses? Let's ignore that for now.
I thought as much. Now, let's see about securing a vessel.
By the way, I just spent all of my money. Do you happen to have some? So Estinian did recognize that that kid was faking it, but apparently he really does have a sister. You'll recall I spoke of visiting Thavnir at Vitra's request. That's right, I remember that. Well, he finally invited me to a feast, and made his proposal once I was too full of Hannish delights to refuse. He wishes me to train the Radiant Host in lance work. But that is a tale for another time. What we need now is a merchant or a trawler with a ship to fit for the open seas. Matsia is a fisherman by trade, yes. We should head to Akiali and see if he can help us. Okay, sounds good to me. Let's take a shortcut out. Okay, so which one? So where is that? Okay, over here. That's right. Let's go down to Yed Lamad. It's Yed Lamad, right? Yes. Okay. Oh, Estinian's already here. Of course he is. In his full-on in his armor. I'm hoping to hire a ship, of course, rather than buy one. My funds would not stretch quite that far. My friends, what brings you to our humble village? You see, we kind of need a ship. I'm looking for treasure. So, you need a seaworthy vessel to seek out these ruins? Considering it was your deeds which allowed us to return to fishing, I should think everyone would be glad for a chance to repay the favor. Wait here, and I will have a boat stocked and ready for you in no time at all. Boy's still following us? Have you noticed our little shadow? He's been following us since we left the city. We see you there, boy. Show yourself. Ah, it is you. Do you know how far out of the way we walked so that you not cross paths with some wild beast? I kind of just flew, but okay. I'm sorry, sir, but aren't you the hero who saved Thavnir? You are. I know you are. And I've gone and cheated you. I work with Zahal, you see, the map merchant. It's my job to play the pleading orphan and convince the crowd his wares are worth the price he asks. Yeah, we figured that out already. I'm ashamed of what I've done, and I beg your forgiveness. If not for you, my sister and I would never have, well, we'd be... Enough. I know your game, and I paid the price willingly. A fortunate purchase, as it turns out, where my friend here was seeking those very ruins. You are too kind to overlook the wrong I have done you. But there is more you need to know. The map you bought is very real, as is the island it shows. I've heard Zahal selling the information to another customer. He told the man where he needed to search, about the ruins, about the vault, about everything. Then the man sailed out to find his fortune, never to return. Well, we're not him. You cannot go alone to that place. I'm not alone. You should have more friends with you, maybe even a whole army. We are a whole army. I do not doubt the ruins hold danger, but I assure you, between the two of us, there's little we cannot overcome. Please, I cannot bear the thought of... Kid. We can handle this. We should invite our comrades. We might need a hand moving the treasure. Now you've gone and made him cry. That we could. And assuming we do find that treasure hoard, it may prove wise to have more hands along for the carrying. Any ideas of whom to approach? The Scions have scattered far and wide since our last gathering. Let's see. Who would be most interested in this? Elfnode and Alizé. I don't know about Y'shtola. I feel like Thancred and Urianger would be the right play, but at the same time, I feel like none of them are correct. Actually, these are ancient ruins. Let's go with Graha and Kryl. Aye, Kryl may have her hands full rebuilding the students, but if you reach out to Graha, he would surely leap at the invitation. Will that set your mind at ease? Yes, if that man is as strong as you... Is he, though, strong? I mean... Yeah. What is your name, boy? Mirad, sir. Well, Mirad, your life is yours to live as you will, but I suggest you find a more honest trade if you truly wish to keep your sister safe. I'm not proud of what I do, but what choice do I have? We need to eat. And everybody's too busy rebuilding their own lives to bother with two grubby orphans. Wait, boy. I didn't take this roundabout road just to see you end up in some creature's belly. Let me walk you back to the city gates. Thank you, sir. Call me Estinian. Estinian, please. Estinian being the nice guy. Estinian is... I think he's not as gruff as he makes out to be. I mean... Yeah. Friends for the road. Estinian is ready to escort Mirad to safety. I shall leave you to recruit Graha. He'll appreciate the invitation that much more, I'm sure. As I recall, he was based at the Annex. Someone there ought to be able to point you in the right direction. Let us be off too, Maraud. Do me a favor and don't stray from the path. Alright, I guess we gotta head back to Old Charlene then. Let's see, yep, Bildisian Annex. Let's go ahead and just go to Limsa first. And take the boat from there. Alright, let's go over to Bildisian Annex. And see if we can find Graha. Hello, Ojika. Oh, look who it is! Welcome back, Brillian. What might the students do for you? I was hoping to find Graha. Graha? Yes, he's in the main hall with Mistress Kryl. They've been holed up there for days. By all means, go and give them an excuse to take a break. Of course they were. Typical Graha.
Ah, Ojika, my good man.
Nope, I'm a little taller.
Would you be so kind as to...
Oh, isn't this a pleasant surprise?
I wish you had sent word ahead. I thought I was having visions for a moment
I mean, you have been working for days, right? What are you two working on? How is the restoration of the students coming along?
Raha and I have been compiling old records of the students' activities. We located several accounts in the archives of Numenon and added them to the collection we recovered from the Isle of Val.
And judging by the progress we've made thus far, sorting this pile will keep us occupied for days to come. But what brings you to the Annex, my friend? Surely you haven't come all this way just to watch us shuffle dusty papers around?
I was wondering if you want to come on an adventure.
The treasure vault of Alzadal III.
And you're looking for companions to join you on this expedition. I would dearly love to accompany you, of course, but I'm afraid I'm committed to another task. On the subject of which, I had hoped to ask for your assistance.
Oh, what are we gonna have to do? Girl.
Then again, it's not so urgent that it can't wait until you've returned.
Girl.
You should go, Raha. I'll stay here and mind the shop, as it were.
Are you sure? I'd hate to leave you short-handed.
Girl.
I'm sure. Just try to be back before too many moons have passed.
Well, I guess we're off on another adventure already. Have you asked anyone else to come along?
I mean, Stidian's coming. That's pretty much it.
Then might I suggest we invite your Stola?
Are you sure? Do you know where she is?
Ever since the Scions disbanded, she's spent most of her time cloistered within the Great Gooble Library, hoping to piece together a method to traverse the rift.
No, that's not until 6.5.
It would seem, however, that whatever wisdom she sought there was not to be found. She arrived in Charlian the other day. We spoke briefly before she began her search of Numenon.
Oh, okay, so she's literally just over in the library.
Considering what you've told us of Alzadal's extraordinary feats, I do believe your Stola would be more than interested to hear what you have to say.
Because the historian mentioned that he supposedly went to another world.
Splendid! Then let us head to the archives at once.
Wait, before you go. I have another potential member to volunteer.
Oh, it looks
if
like it
you've
could have
room
been
to
anyone.
spare.
I could have picked anyone from that
Urianger.
list.
He sent the students a request for materials, you see. Treatises on the architecture of treasure vaults and the like. From what I can gather, the Loperites are looking to make improvements to their own creation and wish to learn more about how we build things down here.
That's right, Urianger is still working with the
So,
Loperites.
why not take Urianger with you? Let him study Alzadal's legacy firsthand.
None can deny the benefit of seeing something with your own eyes. If our expedition leader has no objections, I say we extend Urianger an invitation once we've spoken with your Stola.
I mean, I'm not complaining, but it kind of seems like the group's growing a bit.
Safe travels, you two. But don't forget, I'd still like your help with that other matter I mentioned.
Actually, I guess they have to do this because if they want to make this be
Then it's off to the library.
a duty support dungeon, they need 5 people, including the player, right? Because they need 1 person to be shared, which is Graha. That gives us a healer for Urianger and then a DPS for Ishtola. So yeah, I guess they only need, and then another DPS for Estidian. Anyway, let's head on over to the Numenon and see if we can find Ishtola. Right, your Numenon's over here. A little pudding way. That's right, I found him earlier. I guess my pudding wasn't needed to stop the final days, after all. But I persevere. Once people taste it, they'll be even happier when they were before the apocalypse started. I just know it. Sure, Puddingway, sure. Alright. Ishtola, where are you? Guess she's, yeah, at the end of the hall there. There they are. Hold on. I was talking about how Graha was working too hard. But, it seems Ishtola's been working just as hard. Ishtola, please. Well, she wasn't hard to find, at least. Ishtola, I don't really want to wake you up, but probably shouldn't be sleeping here.
I've never known Y'shtola to doze off in the middle of research before.
We're just gonna sit here until she's ready.
Close my eyes for one moment.
Doing the Catboy squad.
Ow!
Ishtola, please. Oops.
How long have you two been here?
A little bit. We just arrived. We didn't want to wake you up. Catching up on some light reading.
Something to that effect. I must have been studying for 2, 3 days straight before exhaustion finally claimed me.
Joel, please! These people are working too hard!
As you know, I've been researching ways to travel from the source to one of its reflections. Well, looking for hints at least. I don't expect to find a simple set of instructions tucked away in some dark corner of the library. So I've been skimming through the stacks, hoping to uncover even a partial mention of any similar feats in the past.
Oh, we have one.
A means to travel between worlds exists, and you can be sure I will find a way to employ it. So I promised Runar, but 'twould seem I've set myself a nigh impossible task.
Well, we happen to have a story that involves that.
You needn't be so hard on yourself. The leap I made with the Crystal Tower was not achieved in an afternoon. It was the culmination of a collective effort spanning generations.
Oh, you think me discouraged? I assure you, 'tis quite the opposite. A daunting challenge and the time to sink my teeth into it. I feel like a fresh-faced student again.
A scholar in her element.
Indeed. Was there something else you wish to ask of me? Alzadal is no minor figure in Harnish history, and much is known about his family. But this is the first I've heard of a descendant surviving a trip to another world. If those tales are true, then he may have left behind some clue as to how it was accomplished.
That's what I was thinking.
An invitation to delve into one of the world's lingering mysteries. As if I could refuse. And whence do we embark upon this expedition?
Once we get to Urianger.
Akyali, by ship. But before that, we thought to extend an invitation to Urianger as well. He was in Thalmazane, last we heard.
Then by all means, let us recruit him, and be on our way.
Poor Mammoth. Gotta clean up all that. Oh, looks like we recruited Ishtola. Let's go ahead and find Urianger. You know, where's Thalmazin? Ah, right. Let's head on out. I'm gonna go to teleport out to Labyrinthos, then we'll take the 8th ride over there. I find it interesting how as soon as you enter this, not this part, but the bottom, once you go through this gate, it automatically cuts your flying off. You can still fly for a second, but then it immediately shuts you to the ground. Oh, right. Thancred and Urianger have been standing here for a while, because I accidentally came here once. Not accidentally came here. I came here once to get to Ultima Thule. I don't see Thancred anywhere. Was he not supposed to be traveling with Urianger? Yeah, Thancred was here. Let's talk to Graha and then Urianger. I've visited Labyrinthos on several occasions recently, but I never set foot in the Thalmazins since the day we boarded the Ragnarok.
Ah, our illustrious champion. Cloaked in the mantle of the common explorer, fame set aside in thy pursuit of simple adventure.
Again, I wonder if they actually play that dialogue if you're not wearing the outfit.
I am told a new expedition is in the offing.
'Tis good to see you well. Wasn't Thancred with you?
He left to attend to some personal errand, but should be returning ere long.
Oh, okay, he's got a date. Hopefully not another daughter.
You've been keeping yourself busy, I trust?
true to our plan, Thancred and I embarked upon a pilgrimage of sorts, with an eye for gauging the state of those lands through which we passed. Our travels were interrupted, however, by a request for aid from our befurred lunar allies. As you may recall, the Loperids had been seeking new purpose for the moon, another role through which it might serve to benefit mankind. The Forum hath been working to advise them in this endeavor, but I return to offer mine own counsel.
And this has what to do with treasure vaults, exactly?
Yeah. How?
Ah, you have learned of my predicament from Mistress Cryle. I know not whence they acquired such knowledge, but the Loperids now stand convinced that adventurers delight in treasure hunts.
I mean, they're not wrong.
Thus, with their newly built wonderland of riches and mystery, do they hope to entice all manner of daring delvers to the moon. So earnest and innocent was their desire to bring joy to the world that I found myself powerless to refuse them my cooperation.
Urianger.
But what of you, my friends? Why are you come to Labyrinthos? Fascinating. This is indeed a most fortuitous opportunity.
We thought you would think so.
I should be honored to accept thine invitation. How long hath it been, I wonder, when last our actions were not impelled by fate or desperation?
I mean, for me, it was post Stormblood.
Aye. Though I cherish the Scion's accomplishments, 'tis pleasant to not have the weight of the world upon our shoulders for a change.
Counting Istinian, we number 5 now, yes? Without knowing what traps or perils await unwary feet, we may be wise to refrain from recruiting others.
I mean, 5 is plenty big.
I agree. Between us, we should have the skills to handle whatever situation may arise. Shall we be on our way?
What, no time to spare a word for the grizzled old bard?
Well, I guess Thancred is coming. That makes sense. Because usually there's 5 NPCs you can choose from.
A wasted trip, I'm afraid. I'd hoped to catch up with a former mentor while you parleyed with the rabbits, but it seems our paths were not to cross.
You're looking well. How was your pilgrimage?
Having an astrologian beside you on the road is surprisingly convenient. And it doesn't hurt that he's making strides with his light-hearted banter. In any case, as we made our way around Ilzabard, we saw that much of the continent was in various stages of chaos.
Well, that's no surprise there.
A certain amount of disorder is to be expected. The final days are over, and the people no longer have a common threat binding them together. That's the thing with these fledgling troubles, eh? You need to keep an eye out, lest they mature into full-grown headaches. So, for what reason have so many esteemed personages seemed fit to gather?
We're hunting treasure.
Beneath the waters of the Bounty, you say? I see you've already stolen away my traveling partner with the promise of unexplored ruins and scholarly glory.
Nay, 'tis not for mine own indulgence, but rather the fulfillment of my commitment to the Loperids.
Ah, of course. And if you have Estinian rounding out your group, you'll likely have all the members you need.
Feeling left out? I could put in a good word for you, if you like.
We may have been released from our obligations, but I'll never be free of that merciless wit of yours, will I?
Oh, come on, you'll enjoy it, Tancred.
In all seriousness, 'tis best I sit this one out. Too many former scions consorting with one another might be seen as a cause for concern in certain quarters.
I mean, I guess.
I'll return to my usual reconnaissance and scout out the situation in the Far East. Feel free to share if you come across any interesting revelations.
Like traveling to other worlds?
Till we meet again.
Shall we also hasten our departure? Sir Estinian will wonder what hath become of us.
No, we can make him wait. Well, this looks like Tancred isn't joining. Kind of expecting he would, but at the same time, like you said, we've already got too many people. Anyway, let's head on back over to Thavnir. Yeah, let's just use my Aether ticket. And fly back over and meet up with Estinian. First, let me go ahead and talk to everyone. Ah, the thrill of imminent adventure. I never tire of this feeling. Just imagine the possibilities. In my travels, I spied many a child wandering alone, orphans, in all likelihood. Though homes raised by beasts and blasphemies can be rebuilt, the void left by those we have lost cannot so easily be filled. I will pray to Sturva for your safe return. May the wealth of her blessing guide you to the treasure you seek. Thank you, Matsya. I send you to recruit Graha and return with an entire survey party. I hope Matsya's boat is sturdy enough to carry us all. I mean, should be. What he means is, we are grateful for the use of one of your precious fishing vessels. We are more than glad for the chance to provide it. I ask only that you take care to steer clear of the reefs in the shallows there. We will keep an eye out. Let's see. I guess if I'm going to be going and doing this as warrior, I can grab some food. That's mage food. I guess technically this is tank food, but skill speed and direct hate rate are going to be a lot more useful.